Hi, my name is Dr. Sanne van Kampen. I am advisor non-communicable diseases at the Department of Public Health of the Ministry of VSA. And I'm the overall coordinator of a national survey called the STEP survey. And I'm here today to talk more about the STEP survey, what we've been doing so far, and why we're doing this survey. So just in summary, the survey it's a national survey. It covers all districts of Sint Maarten, and we're trying to assess the scope of non-communicable diseases in the country. And another word for non-communicable diseases is chronic diseases. So we're talking about hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, cancers, asthma, COPD, those types of diseases. And what we really like to know is to what extent this is a problem. And we do that with physical measurements of people's blood pressure, height, weight, and so on. And we also ask questions about people's lifestyle because we want to know about risk factors for these diseases as well. And these risk factors are mostly what we call behavioral factors, so lifestyle factors. So we will ask questions about people's diet, physical activity level, whether they smoke, drink alcohol, whether they eat a lot of sugar and salt, fruit and veg, that kind of thing. We'll also ask a few questions about how people experience the healthcare services with regard to these chronic diseases. So, for example, whether they've ever had a screening test done for cancer, for different types of cancer. We also would like to know a bit about mental health. So mental health affects people's risk also to develop chronic diseases and vice versa, by the way. So there are a few questions included about whether people have any anxiety, feelings of social isolation and depression. After the interview is done, people have the option to do some tests. So first of all, we will measure people's blood pressure, heart rate, height, weight, and waist circumference to look at their BMI and whether they have hypertension. And then people have the option to also have a registered nurse come to their house to do a blood prick. It's just one single finger prick. And from that, we can immediately do a rapid test for blood sugar and fat, so cholesterol and glucose. And people get the results on the spot. So immediately, within a few minutes, we have the results available, and people will receive a form with all the outcomes. And they can take that form to their house doctor, for example. So basically, the survey, we're covering all districts, but we're not going to go to each and every house. We have selected a random sample of addresses using the latest census information, and we cover about 10% of the population. That will give us a representative sample of the whole population of Sint Maarten. And we've selected it in such a way that we represent all districts and the general population between the ages of 18 and 69. So that's our target group.
Will it be the first time that you're doing this test and coming to people's home, test everything for them to see if they're okay?
Yes and no. The latest health survey that was done is from 2015. It's called the How Healthy is Sint Maarten survey. And that survey assessed a lot of the same factors. They asked about lifestyle, about whether people had diabetes, hypertension, etc. What is new now is that we do all the physical measurements as well. So it's not just based on if someone reports to have diabetes or hypertension, but we'll actually do the measurements. Because as we know, some of these diseases take quite a long time to develop, and in the beginning, people might not have symptoms or be aware that they have these illnesses. So when you do the measurements, we'll probably find that more people have these illnesses than we previously maybe thought. So the measurement part is new and very interesting, that we're adding that on to the questionnaire. And also the other new thing is that we're following a global protocol. So the World Health Organization has done this exact survey in over 120 countries already in the world. So we're following the standard protocol from the World Health Organization. And we're getting all the equipment for the survey, for the measurements, etc. we get from the local branch, the regional branch of WHO, which is PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization. They support us financially and technically to execute the survey. So because we're using this international protocol and other countries have done the exact same thing, we're able to compare our data one-to-one. And the good thing is, actually this year and next year's as well, a lot of Caribbean countries are doing this exact same survey, the STEP survey. It's called the STEP survey everywhere. So for example, Aruba did the exact same survey this year, 2023, St. Kitts as well, the Cayman Islands, and there will be other Caribbean countries to follow. So we're very excited because we can really say, after we have the results of this survey, how we compare to our neighboring islands.
So today we are having our pre-St. Martin's Day program and march of the Division Public Education Schools.
Right. And they're going through Phillipsburg?
They're going up GB Alley, Phillipsburg, Courthouse Alley, Government Building.
Thank you, sir. Good job, Minister. We are live at the DPE Public School, Division Public Schools Parade, pre-St. Martin's Day Parade. You're seeing the Honorable Minister of Justice, Anna Richardson. She's rallying around the national flag. See one of the teachers here. Amazing.
Social and health insurances. Your social and health insurances.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
St. Martin, the Department of Community Development, Family and Humanitarian Affairs proudly presents its second Things I Wish My Father Taught Me, a series of meaningful conversations in commemoration of International Men's Day on November 19th. The weekly podcast features several inspirational figures and moderated by Mr. Richinal Arundel. The topics and guest speakers include mental health featuring Mr. Sharenzli Valise and Mr. Star Peterson, lifelong learning with Mr. Jamal Newton and Mr. Marvio Cooks, Gilders and Sense with Mr. Jude Houston and Mr. Edsel Gums, and relationships featuring Mr. Alston Lawrence. Things I Wish My Father Taught Me offers a mix of critical reflections and entertainment. Join us every Sunday in November at 8 p.m. via the Facebook pages of the Government of St. Martin and Community Development, Family and Humanitarian Affairs, Tel TV 15, SXM TV Broadcast, TV Carib, and St. Martin Gov Radio 1079. During the hurricane season, a potential tropical cyclone can produce rainfall that can cause flash flooding and rockfalls. Stay away from flood-prone areas during heavy rainfall, such as Jump Up Casino on Emil Plain Road in Phillipsburg, ATLH Road Roundabout, L.B. Scott Road from Emilio Wilson Park until Cake House Supermarket, Zaker's Gut from Petro Plus gas station until the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Welchelaken Road K Hill from Welchelaken Road Roundabout until the One Tete Loke Roundabout, Beacon Hill Road from Sunset Bar and Grill until the beginning of White Sands Road, and Rhine Road, also known as Mullet Bay Road, after Sonesto Maho Beach Hotel to the entrance of Kupokoi from the intersection of the University Drive until the intersection of Rio Grande. For more information on how you can keep yourself and your family safe this hurricane season, visit stmartingov.org/hurricane. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Government of St. Martin.
With St. Martin Day just around the corner, this broadcast holds a very special place as we gear up for the festivities this weekend. It is time of the year that we celebrate our roots, our unique heritage, and the rich tapestry that defines us. This year's theme, Building Home, Building Community, Building a Nation, can ring true throughout the year, like a beacon of hope calling for the unity of our people, and of course, follows up from our recognition as the unit of the unity flag that defines us as one island, one people, one culture. The jollification season, as was mentioned before, is upon us, and it is a call for everyone to come together. Let's all put our hands together, put our shoulders together, and join in the unity while reveling in our shared culture. The Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport has already laid out in his opening remarks all of the activities that would take place today, but I would really like to encourage the people of St. Martin that these celebrations are for us. Come out, because I know over the many years I have been, even as a teacher, hearing St. Martin has no culture. Over the past years, we have been seeing a wide array and display of our culture as one island, one people, and last year's celebration on the Friend side is continuing this year on the Dutch side, and we will continue to grow it. We're very happy to have our cultural parade back on track for this year, and I know many have already signed up and have their costumes ready. So do not miss out on this opportunity to celebrate our identity, our unity, and creativity, because there will be music, there will be food, there will be dances, there will be everything, the games, especially for the younger ones who have never experienced them. Bring your children out, wear your national colors as well as your unity colors, and come out there. I know many creatives have created special shirts for this event as well. So those who don't have cultural wear, you know, the national dress in terms of t-shirts representing our flags is always a welcome sight on that day and in all of the days leading up. I would like to encourage persons also to fly your flags high. And our flag protocol requires that it is St. Martin Day we're celebrating. So you don't need to identify where you were born, if that is the case, on your car. That is only when you're celebrating that day that you have to put St. Martin's flag as well. So the St. Martin flag or the Unity flag are the flags that we should be seeing flying high on the cars, on your residences, businesses. Go all out, decorate, just like every other country does during this special time of the year. And especially since 10/10/23, we have been promoting that. So I would have hoped to see more colors displayed within our city, within our neighborhoods. And I hope to one day that we can reach to a competition to see which neighborhood would do a grander job of celebrating our cultural heritage on this day. So as Minister mentioned, we start from very early in the morning with the services. Don't forget the Round the Island relay race. This is another unity race where youth, adults, and clubs take part in this very competitive event. And of course, all of the other events that are celebrated on St. Martin Day, on pre-St. Martin Day, and throughout the weekend. Also, I'm asking you to be safe, to ensure that you look out for your fellow man as well. See you on St. Martin Day as we celebrate. Also, hats off to our Special Olympics team for their incredible performance at the Special Olympics Kingdom Games in 2023 in Bonaire. They returned this week and have come back with medals. Their hard work and determination, of course, their pure grit shone brightly and makes St. Martin proud. We are super proud of them, and I can attest to having spoken to quite a few of them while walking around in the streets of Soccer Garden last Monday. And especially Willamine, I want to shout her out. She is super excited and she's very happy to represent St. Martin wherever she goes. And one other leader of the young people or the people special needs athletes was like, there needs to be more activities that highlight their abilities, because, you know, to focus on what they're not able to do, of course, is one thing, but focusing on what they are able to do. And I commend those foundations that do that, such as Enable. So congratulations on your exceptional achievements. Once again, you are true champions for St. Martin.
We had Minister Lambrix. So this is towards the end of January 2023. Another article in the Daily Herald with respect to the investment in the Phillipsburg marketplace. Lambrix. The headline for that article was, "The country can find ways to invest in refueling station for LNG." But in that article, the minister said, and I quote, he looks forward to a follow-up Zoom meeting with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line concerning the new marketplace in Phillipsburg and continuing discussions on the proposed water park and boutique hotel, which are near final decisions. The minister intends to see these projects through to fruition, as they are all great initiatives for all parties involved. But we didn't stop there, Mr. Chairman. The Minister Lambrix, in February had a meeting with the SHTA, in which he outlined his immediate plans during a 2-hour-long meeting with 8 board representatives of the St. Martin Hospitality and Trade Association, SHTA. The minister made it clear that in a competitive tourism market, it is of great importance that attention is paid to upkeep and beauty of the tourism product, SHTA said. So quoting from that meeting, the association, SHTA, wholeheartedly agreed with the minister's conviction pertaining to beautification. And it continued. Within the same context of choosing improvement over expansion of the tourism product, SHTA shared various economic indicators with the minister, showing effort is still needed to bring the destination back to the 2016 situation. And in that article with SHTA, the private sector sees more government investment in destination marketing as an essential for economic growth. And so, Mr. Chairman, like the vendors' representatives have questions, I too, as a member of Parliament, have questions. And Mr. Chairman, if you care to research the records of Parliament, it will become evident that this is definitely not my first round of questions with respect to the Philipsburg Marketplace, and in particular, the part that we are responsible for as Parliament, and that is ensuring that there is capital budget to do what needs to be done. So, Mr. Chairman, February 13, 2023, a letter to Minister Lambrix regarding the Philipsburg Marketplace rebuilding. And I refer to my letter of May 2022 regarding the Philipsburg Marketplace. And I said to the minister in the letter of February 23 that my letter of May 22 is self-explanatory. And I quoted from the articles that I just read. And I stated, earlier this year, the acting minister of TIAT in a statement stated that a follow-up meeting was to be held with the project financiers of the new marketplace, Royal Caribbean, in the week of January 7th. In reporting on the trip, the minister's trip, to the 2023 FCCA Pamac Cruise Virgin Voyages experience at the end of January, the minister said, and I quote, a follow-up Zoom meeting with RCG concerning the new marketplace in Philipsburg and continuing discussions on the proposed water park and boutique hotel, which are near final decisions. So my questions at the time, February 2023, is the agreement with Royal Caribbean International to construct the Philipsburg Marketplace finalized? If so, what does this agreement entail? Was Royal Caribbean just out of the goodness of their heart going to build for us a marketplace? Or was it an agreement that entailed more than the Philipsburg Marketplace?
Are you SZV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SZV is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SZV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
Government of St. Martin, in close collaboration with the Central Voting Bureau, wish to update the general public, but specifically also party representatives and deputy representatives about which last night they started hosting the critical briefing sessions designed to streamline the process leading up to and on postulation day. This is scheduled for November 22nd, as we all know. Yesterday's initial briefing on postulation day procedures was held at room 1 and 2 here at the government building. During this session, the clarifications of the requirements and the procedures for postulation day were shared. Members of the main voting bureau, the civil registry officials were available to provide comprehensive guidance and address any questions from the parties. As you know, we have a couple of new ones as well. There will be a public order briefing session next week, Monday, so that will explain all of the different rules and regulations as it relates to public order, which is mandated by ministerial decree of the Minister of Justice and is being finalized. This meeting will be on Monday, November 13th from 6 to 7 in the same conference room for the representatives of the parties. The sessions are pivotal to ensure a seamless execution of our democratic process, and we highly encourage the participation of all party representatives. Of course, we will follow up with an email to highlight the main decision points and that you would have it in writing as well. Your active participation will lead to a more productive series of discussions. I would also like to notify that taking into consideration that colors are assigned during this process to each candidate's list for the election, as Minister of General Affairs, I have to put out that decree. Last week we did put out one, but that one will be retracted to give more specifications, because though that allowed for all colors, whether they were primary, secondary, or tertiary, the main voting bureau felt that it may create confusion on that day. So we are going back to the list being designated and have added the color teal. So that regulation to retract and to, today's the deadline, so it will be finalized by today. So the colors will be red, yellow, blue, green, brown, cyan, black, white, purple, magenta, orange, gray, beige, teal, and gold. So this decision will enter into force today by the signing that I will do once I get out of this meeting and receive the final version, and it will be published in the National Gazette as well. So it just specifies the specific colors instead of keeping it broad, so that we can avoid that the main voting bureau is, not sure at that time what to do.
What is the status of the bidding of the heavy equipment persons that are operating on the landfill? What is the struggle to get this finalized and to also pay the contractors on time? And also, how long can government continue to pay these contractors without a national decree in place?
With respect to your question as to why there is always a controversy when it comes to public tender, I think more so, and I could just reflect on my tenure and go back a bit, I think because we have structured things better, it has caused a lot of controversy for how things used to be. And I could say it with my head up high. We have tried different methods to correct things. We had the whole situation with the garbage tender. We then introduced the method of using SOAB to assist us to evaluate and go through that process. That too was a discussion as to why you're using SOAB. So I guess now SOAB is not, according to some people, not a credible institution. To me, it is a credible institution because they have taught the team a lot. I read those reports myself and basically set the course to have things done in a proper structured manner. Of course, what is good for some is not good for others, and structuring it could cause a bit of inconvenience or controversy for those that want to do things that are not correct. And I'm going to leave it at that point. We are doing our best to improve things. We started with a tender policy, which was basically a lead up to what it has to happen in terms of a procurement law that is a collaboration between finance and the Ministry of General Affairs with the Legal Affairs Department. So we did all kind of different things to be able to enhance the transparency and structure the transparency of those bidding. And I got more attacks for doing that than anything else. So, I mean, you for yourself as a well-informed citizen could draw your own conclusion as to why that was the case. Nevertheless, I believe damn if you do, damn if you don't. I rather do, and then see the results and correct where we need to correct and improve on those points. You mentioned about the heavy equipment contracts. I'll have to, honestly, I've been so swamped with so much meetings with updates. I actually have a meeting scheduled this afternoon with infrastructure management to get a full detail on all the different payments and different things that are the bottlenecks that they have been challenged with. I had other meetings with other departments over the last couple of days, so I'm basically playing catch up. And I know for sure that they are doing their utmost. As you know, we have a shortage in human resources. We're busy finalizing at least 4 major critical functions that will be filled within the coming weeks. So these are steps that we are taking as a ministry, and I ask the public to, continue to give your cooperation where that is concerned. We've been having our challenges in the past with building permits. That is being worked out. That is improved as well. So we're getting there.